Podcast, Season 4, Episode 4, The Apprentice. In this episode, Hook asks Mr. Gold to reattach his hand before he goes on a date with Emma. Henry and Mary Margaret try to give Regina hope, and Will Scarlet tries to break into the library to find a book, and Rumpelstiltskin looks for a magical box.
Very full episode.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And...
Rob Southgate. All right, guys.
This was not a funny episode. The Mary Margaret, Snow and David kind of stole the humor in this one. They were the funniest.
Did.
But
when Emma's dressed up for her date, and then Snow snaps the picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a Polaroid.
Okay, wait till we'll get there.
Okay.
But the most of the episode is really serious and dry, rather dry. There's not a whole lot of feels, even though we had date action going on. And there wasn't a lot of lot of humor.
That was the thing about this episode. I
thought
enjoyed
it was going to be not that much humor, but a lot of feels, because I knew Emma and Hook were going on a date.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed in the episode. I liked the episode, but I was expecting... I think they did the Hook story too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Him with the hand, and it was cursed. Like I wanted him to maybe date a little bit more. Like maybe not have it resolved until the next episode.
Yeah.
It was a little too quick. Let him go on their date. Let the hand seem like it's cursed.
They could have really played with that for a while.
Yeah, and instead it seemed like they had their date, and then, boom, she was out of the episode for most of the episode then. Mm-hmm. And it was him dealing with Rumple, and I don't know, it kind of lost the edge. I wanted them to have their date, and to have it start to break bad, and let there be a little fallout from it. Like, take your time with it a little more. And I think that's why this fell a little flat for me. I did enjoy the episode.
They were rushing it to use it as a plot device.
Yeah, and it was more. It should be more than that. Them on their date should be more than just a little plot device.
No, the hand was the plot device.
Right, but
because he needed to be able to deal with the old man.
But doesn't that also make the date a plot device? It just kind of lets it.
No, because I think they could have done the date no matter what. I don't think it would have.
Yeah.
I don't think the date had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it did, because he wanted his hand for Emma.
Right, but
maybe that was the answer. Don't have the date.
Right.
Have him get the hand reattached. Have him see Emma, and they're talking about their date, and then he cancels because this hand is like causing problems.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think you could have had them have their first date, the one that everyone's waiting for this. It's like when Rumple and Belle did their dance. It's like everyone's waiting for this big feels moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was taken away from us with the way that played.
I agree.
Well, their second date, I bet, will be better, because
I
Hook
bet it
invited
will.
her, so...
True.
Now, the flashback in this episode was about the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's...
Oh, I love we didn't even talk about the thing in the opening.
Go ahead.
Right.
The broom from Mickey.
I love the
broom.
broom.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yes.
It looked like a
Crystal.
pretzel stick.
It did.
Like the things on Pinterest. It's a pretzel stick with mozzarella cheese cut
I
into a
wouldn't know.
broom bottom. Well, people might know that from that listen.
All your Pinterest peeps.
But it looks just like that. With a pretzel stick and then mozzarella cheese.
You're going to have to put that in our Once Upon a Time Pinterest page.
Okay.
Since we have a Southgate Media Group Pinterest page.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make that for me. Tomorrow.
With the little mozzarella brooms. Good luck with that.
Got it.
Got it.
Yes! You have to buy
It's
mozzarella
now on
now.
the menu.
Now you have to buy mozzarella.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, we'll get right on that.
Yay.
So anyway, what happened is Anna gets to Rumple, and she finds out that her parents actually did meet with Rumple.
Yes.
And somewhere on their journey, but she doesn't know what happened.
See, now, this part of it, this was all important, good stuff. Well, and actually, the
whole
whole
episode was really to propel it.
It was just this one story element that was distracting to me, or it was a little less than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But this was good. I was not... I keep thinking that the parents are dead, that like maybe they didn't make it to Rump and he makes the steal, but now we know that they did.
They were there.
Yeah.
At some point, they were with him.
Oh,
and
and
they talked to him.
When they tried to go back, that's when they got killed.
Yeah.
So it's after the Enchanted Forest, they're going back to Arendelle and they get in that big storm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense. But that's not, I hadn't even thought of it that way. So now we know where they were.
So Anna makes a deal with Rumpel. She has to go to the foot of a dark mountain, and there's a crabby old man who lives there.
Yep.
Crabby with podcast quotes.
Yeah, and puts a she's supposed to put
He's crabby. Does that mean he walks sideways?
I think so.
And he has pinchers?
Well, he turned out to not be anything Rumpel described him as.
Tastes delicious with butter.
But she's supposed to put a potion in his tea, and then she'll know what her parents wanted from Rumpel and what happened. So she gets to the man, and he seems very kindly, and he lets her in, and he's got biscuits cooking, and and she says, "Oh, so you don't eat children?"
Yeah, right.
And so she realizes she can't, whatever this potion is going to do to this man.
Oh my gosh, I just had a thought. This series could go very dark if they bring in Hansel and Gretel and the and the wicked and that witch. Didn't they do Hansel and Gretel already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. Because I thought it could go really dark if we had like a child abducting bizarre witch.
Eating children.
Kids!
We did.
Yeah, but not here in Storybrooke.
Oh, that would be scary.
That would be terrible. I'm not writing this series.
Well, considering there's only Henry.
Yeah, right.
And Neil.
Where are the kids?
Maybe she is eating them.
Although, didn't we see him a couple of episodes ago? Didn't we see kids again?
No.
Yeah, I think we did.
Grace is somewhere.
Yeah, I think we saw kids a couple episodes ago and we went, oh, look, kids are back. I think.
So she throws the potion into the fire, is basically the bottom line. And she goes back to Rumpel and tells him that she gave it to the man. And he says, oh, well, that's good then, because that's the antidote he needed to save his life. And Anna is freaking out because she didn't actually give it to him. And now she's thinking, oh my gosh, what did I just do? And Rumpel shows her on a magic ball. What's that called?
A magic ball?
No, it's not. Crystal ball. Like a crystal ball.
A magic ball.
It was a magic 8 ball. He turned it upside down
and
shook it.
And it said, now he's a mouse.
He's a mouse. And she was like, no, magic 8 ball.
But it was a test. This guy was protected by a spell. And he needed Anna to go there and break it. And
once again, the Dark One is not telling you the real story.
No. And he tells her she's going to spend the rest of her life locked up in his tower.
Yeah. Okay, is she Fiona?
Yeah.
Is Shrek going to show up?
That'd be awesome.
No.
That'd be awesome.
And Donkey. I want Donkey to come.
Oh, I want
Donkey.
They're going to show up. I need them too.
To Schwep?
To show up.
To Schweppes.
To shark up.
So.
I mean, Shrek up. This has gone wrong.
Yeah,
yes.
It's gone terribly wrong. But he needed her to, and I'm holding my hand under my eye because it's the dagger. I'm simulating, but no one can see me. But I just realized
I can't see
I've been
because I'm closing
here.
my eyes.
No, I didn't realize I was sitting here doing the motion. But he needed her tear, and he collected it on the dagger. Yeah. And he said, "Oh
my gosh, you are doing the motion."
I know I was. I'm holding it under my eye. But he said that he needed a tear from someone who has faced their inner darkness and turned away, and that's her. Because she was going to kill him.
Right. She was going to kill Rump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how he got the tear.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she talks about how he uses love as a weapon, and Rumpel says, yeah, love is a weapon. It's just so few people. It's just...
What?
I wrote it wrong.
I just keep thinking of love as a gun. That's what's going through my head.
Love is a rose and you better not pick it, or something. Well,
that was your nose is a rose and you better not pick it.
Oh, sorry. But he says just so few people know how to wield it.
Right.
As a weapon.
Right.
And
are we talking about noses again? Huh?
Except for Rump.
Except for Rump, yes.
So it turns out.
Rumps.
Are we on Baby Got Back now? Or something? What's going on?
Talking about Rumps.
It turns out that Anna's parents wanted to take away Elsa's powers, that they were afraid of her. And they didn't get help, though, because Rumpel didn't have anything powerful enough to take away her powers.
Right.
But now that he has this box thing from the sorcerer's hat,
it's that box. Well, we saw it in the beginning of the episode, too, that it has the sorcerer's magic. Yes.
Yeah. And now that he has that, once he puts everything in it, that he has to collect things, then his magic will be unstoppable.
Right.
That's not good, because he has proven himself to not
He's
exactly.
just like Voldemort.
Yeah.
He's got to collect all the pieces of the Horcrux, and then he's unstoppable.
So,
spoiler,
while they're in the guy's house, they're in that guy's cabin or whatever, under the mountain, the mouse fell on Rumpel, the guy as a mouse. Fell on Rumpel and bit him.
Okay, question, who was the mouse?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Which means that we just saw
Mickey
Mouse.
Yeah.
And he was violent and bit Rumpelstiltskin.
Which is awesome. Thank you, Walt Disney.
Yep.
So.
Oh my gosh, it was Mickey.
Yeah. There was another sighting, too, which I'll share with you in a moment, that you guys didn't catch.
We didn't catch it.
We didn't catch
So
anything.
Anna got the dagger because Rumpel threw it when the mouse bit him, and she picked up the dagger, and then she got to control him.
Right. That was cool how she was saying, stay back, and he stood back, and she goes, wait a minute, why are you not coming at me? I control you.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, I would have said, like, pick your nose. Ha!
What were you going to say about it?
Nothing. I just said ha, ha, ha.
Nice. Way to contribute to the conversation.
You. Oh, it's all about you.
So she demands that he send her back to Arendelle with the box.
Yes.
And that he restores the mouse to his man form.
Yes.
And
man form.
That sounded bad.
Yeah.
That does.
And so
mouse
he does do it, but the dagger stays back behind.
And he's screaming.
Well, she wasn't trying to control him. She just, this is what you have to do, and I'll leave the dagger, is what she said.
But he's going to come and get her.
Well, maybe not.
She's got the box.
True.
There is no way this is ending well for Anna. But he didn't get the box.
But he didn't, because he didn't find the box again until he was on his wedding night with Belle.
Yes. So
now I want to know whose house that was.
I do too.
Because why was that box
it was a mansion,
in the
that
house?
mansion.
So why was it there? Whose house is that?
Maybe it's Anna's house.
Do you think it's a sorcerer's?
Yes.
It's not Mickey's, because
No, they went to the sorcerer's house. He lived in that little cabin thing.
That was the Apprentice.
I mean the Apprentice.
Because Mickey is the sorcerer's apprentice. This is getting way too confusing for you.
The sorcerer has a big, huge beard, and he wears blue and
Merlin.
Wait, yeah, he looks like Merlin, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not Merlin. He really isn't.
But in this, they could make him Merlin, because we've had those characters bleed into here.
Yeah.
So Anna gets...
like King Arthur and the Round Table.
Yeah.
Right. So Anna comes back to Arendelle, and she sees Kristoff and Sven in the barn, and she tells Kristoff about her parents.
Right.
And says, I'm really not any further, but I do know now that they're scared of her, and they were trying to get away from her, and that's really heartbreaking.
Yep.
So
can I tell you what the sighting was?
Because that's it for our
It was very quick, but when Emma and Hook walked into the restaurant for their date, we saw two characters lean over, and they had a spaghetti strand between their
Lady
mouths,
and the Tramp.
And it was Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did catch the spaghetti, but I wasn't stopping to think about who that would have been.
Because when they did, I thought, well, that was a weird,
That's awesome.
Lady and the Tramp.
Maybe they're turned into people.
Well, they would be, because they're in Storybrooke, just like Hopper is a person.
But what about Pongo?
Pongo...
maybe he got Pongo in Storybrooke. Maybe he adopted it
from
a humane shelter.
True.
Oh, yeah.
And then just called it that, because Jiminy Cricket never had anything to do with Pongo in the
Although Jiminy Cricket was a person and then turned into a cricket there, and then turned back into a person in Storybrooke. So maybe, possibly, that wasn't Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Of course it was Lady and the Tramp. It was at least an homage to Lady and the Tramp.
An homage.
Maybe Lady and the Tramp are going to be in this.
Could be. What a precious little lady.
Foreshadowing alert. Foreshadowing alert.
Foreshadowing alert? What?
I'm your foreshadowing. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be one of those creepy people.
You are.
Hello,
Too late.
everyone.
Too late. You're not gonna be.
I am your foreshadowing alert.
Nice. So is that it? Did we cover everything?
We've only talked about the flashback.
Oh, what didn't we talk
And
about?
Hook and
Okay,
Anna
wait, Rumple.
kissing.
Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about anything.
Rumple. So Emma goes into the diner. She's with Henry, and she says, "Are you sure you're okay with this?" And he says, "I just want you to be happy."
Yes.
I'm not he says, "No, I'm not necessarily great with it, but I want you to be happy."
Right.
She goes in and asks Hook to go out on a date.
Yep.
Okay, that's what starts this whole process.
Yes.
So Hook says, "I'll accept, but only if you allow me to plan it."
Yeah.
And
She's like, really? You're
We're
a
gonna watch
pirate.
Wheel of Fortune.
We're gonna
have a pizza.
uncover whatever this Netflix thing is you speak of.
What is this Netflix you speak of?
But
I'm
Rumple
going to become modern man.
finds Hook at his shop, and Hook he's blackmailing him,
Right.
because he wants his hand back.
When we've seen him do this before, he knows that Rump kept the dagger,
Yes,
and he's going to use this to his advantage here.
yes, and Rumple says to him, "Blackmail brings out the romantic in you, but the hand might bring out the worst."
Yeah.
And he says, "Don't say I didn't warn you." And he puts the hand back on him.
And they immediately high five.
No.
Feels good to high five again.
And Hook called him. What's
He
your
could.
favorite thing that Hook
The
calls him?
crocodile. He keeps calling him
Yes.
my little crocodile.
Well, and Emma did my favorite. What did she call Captain Hook when she saw it?
Captain Hand.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
my favorite.
He's got hand.
He's got hand.
So Emma's in a dress. Okay, can we just stick on that for a second?
She's in a fancy.
She's a girl.
Yep. Well, I like how they thought, like, are you going to put a dress over that corset? Because
Oh, that was funny. Elsa did because
Yeah.
she had never seen anything
never
so
seen anything like
revealing.
that, yeah.
Because she hasn't met Ruby, apparently.
Yeah.
Right. Or Lacey, if Lacey comes
Oh,
back.
Lacey. Poor, sad Lacey.
Yep.
Evil.
I just called her Lathy. What?
Lacey,
I
that
had
sounds...
a little bit of a lisp there.
What happened?
A little Cindy Brady.
Yeah.
Lacey,
So,
that sounds bad.
Okay, so Emma's in a dress and Snow
Takes a
is taking
picture.
Oh,
That was hilarious.
I died.
She's just standing there, all of a sudden she goes, guess whose big sister's going on a very important
Oh my gosh.
date.
So
and then
funny.
snap. Oh, I died.
Yeah,
I died
really
laughing.
good. And David's reaction to everything.
Oh my gosh. He wants to drive him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you sure you won't let me drive you?" And
He's so
overprotective.
protective.
Yeah.
When Hook comes though, I screamed. He finally changed his mother-loving clothes.
I knew.
Finally.
He's wearing leather.
Well,
Although
that's
I
fine.
have something
He's
against
also-
that. 'cause
Do you?
He always wears that.
He's also a little stuck in the black, but that's okay.
I'm all right with that.
Are you in love with Hook now?
Uh-oh.
No.
Are you shipping
I'm
Hook
in love
and
with
you?
Emma being in love with Hook.
Yep.
I ship them, but
Are you? So
No.
you're a Captain Swan?
yes.
Yep.
And
I was using the hashtag Captain Swan first date tonight when I was tweeting.
Funny.
Yep.
By the way, we're doing this on premiere night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to act like Dad when he...
premiere night. It's
Yeah.
episode 4.
No,
Oh, the
Never
night that the
mind.
show aired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you.
because we never do that.
Right.
It's a new thing.
It's a new
Yeah.
thing.
Total new thing.
So, they see that Hook has his hand now,
Right.
and so that's when she calls him. But he says, "Call me Killian."
Yeah.
So maybe they're a million.
What?
I'm shipping them. A million.
Oh, a million. Yes.
Tema.
How about Hansy and Co?
So David and Snow and Elsa are all sitting in the apartment. They're working on finding Anna.
Yes.
And so that's why Elsa was there,
Right.
to witness this.
She's
whole
doing lots of
exchange.
research in this episode.
She
We
is.
don't get a lot of Elsa in this episode. She just has a couple lines
She's just
and
kind of sitting there.
she's doing research.
And she's still in the dang dress.
Yeah. Now here's another
That
one.
can't be comfortable.
Here's another one that they need to get her out of that dress.
It can't be
and into a dry
smelling
martini.
good at this point.
No, they need to get her. Well, it's cold, so she's not sweaty. But they need
How do
to.
you know? I sweat when it's not cold.
Well, you are something special.
Yeah, you're very, very
Yeah.
special.
Your song is "My Smell Never Bothered Me" anyway.
Yes.
So
But that's our.
chiming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's agreeing.
Henry and Regina, we haven't talked about them yet. Henry's down in the vault with Regina.
Yeah.
And they can't find a potion that
I
will
love when he said,
counteract the curse.
"I have Newt."
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And Henry knows that the curse wasn't lifted on Marion because Robin Hood is still in love with Regina.
I love how when he says it, Regina's like, "Who told you?"
Yes.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He did True Love's Kiss, and guess what?
Didn't
Didn't work because he's still in love with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the other thing that disappointed me in the episode. Not to be negative, because I did enjoy it, obviously. We've had a couple of episodes without enough Regina.
I need Regina.
Regina kind of makes the show.
Yeah.
I need Snow and David and Elsa.
They were here.
I need Elsa.
She was here.
Yeah,
I
she
need
was here.
more Elsa.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get
Less
them all
Elsa
in.
the dress, though.
But they need to get more Regina in there.
Absolutely.
Now, I think that's coming because if you think about it, the Snow Queen, who we didn't see this episode, except for we saw her for a minute, real brief.
We saw her, but we didn't get action.
But if
I didn't get why she was following Emma.
we don't know yet.
We are not privy to that.
But if you watch her and then you notice Regina, you go, wait a minute, fire and ice. They will be fighting against each other. Clearly, we're building up to a big Regina Snow Queen battle.
Yes. Did we say what?
Did you just say privy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means potty.
Oh, well, that's a different kind.
That's another type of privy.
Oh, what kind did you mean?
We're not able to know that yet. We haven't been given that information.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Enlightened,
Yeah.
if you will.
Exactly. So let's toilet on. Oh, didn't you know toilet means something else?
So Rumpel closes up his shop.
Yes.
And he goes to get in his big K, like my grandpa used to have that car. Molly goes, "Ooh, that's a fancy car."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
It is, yeah. It's sweet. A sweet ride.
Sweet ride.
Oh, yeah.
But Hook gets in the car with him and says he doesn't want the hand anymore and tries to blackmail Rumpel.
He
And
tries
Rumpel
to hand it off.
Yeah. And Rumpel says, "Well, I've already switched the dagger back, so do whatever the heck you want. Belle's never going to believe you because the right dagger.
Yeah, the right dagger's there.
And he will only give Hook back his hook if he does what he wants him to do. He has
Right.
to do
I love
his
how
So
you
now
just
he's got
high hopes.
He's got hand. No.
High apple pie in the sky hopes.
Yes.
No.
Terrible. That makes no sense. There are no ants in this. There's a grandma.
Ants.
That's high hopes is the just what made that little old ant.
No, it's not, you freak.
Yes, it is. That's the song.
Because he's
got high hopes. See?
He's got high hopes. He's got high hopes.
Now, you just called me a freak.
That's the only part of the song I know.
Obviously not.
So that's the whole song. Therefore, that's my deduction is that.
And I'm the freak.
Yeah, so how.
Yeah, you're the freak.
What made that little ant think he could move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows that an ant can't move the rubber tree plant. Oh, because he's got high hopes. Oh! I remember the song. Now I remember the song.
Oh.
Can you sing it?
Not me. No, I think our listeners have had enough.
Yeah, and I think that we've crossed a licensing agreement here.
Well, yeah, and they've probably already poked out their eardrums with a fork. So what he wants is for Hook to meet him at the dock in the morning, and then they go to a cabin-ish, or like an old house, and the sorcerer's apprentice is sitting there.
Yes.
And
with a mighty fine beard, let me just tell you.
He always has that beard.
Yep, it's awesome.
And Hook holds him down while Rumpel shows him that he has the hat, and he sends the guy into it like a portal.
Yeah, I thought it was a portal too, and I was wondering if we've seen Jefferson with his hat and the portals, but I don't know what this was.
Wait, you know what I think it is?
What?
I think how he sent him in. Did you realize they made a point? Well, not really, but they showed a little star twinkle. Of all the stars, they were just
one extra one kind of twinkling? Maybe that's the North Star.
Maybe that's him.
Yeah.
Maybe he got sent in as a star.
Oh, could be.
There.
Oh, you're right. Huh.
Maybe they turned him into...
he's got high hopes. I get it.
He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes.
Yeah.
What
do ants have to do with that?
Plant.
Something about a dang rubber tree plant. Weird song.
What even is a rubber?
Okay, so they get him trapped.
And then, but Hook in the meantime has beat up Will Scarlet.
Right.
That's his name, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Knave.
Yep.
And the Knave breaks into the library, and Belle
Sleeps it
finds
off.
him the next morning, beat up, his face beat up, clutching the book of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Yes.
And he's drunk. There's an empty alcohol bottle next to him. And so Emma puts him in the drunk tank.
Right.
In jail.
Yeah.
And Will does not out Hook as the one who beat him up.
Right.
Why was he protecting him, do you think?
Well, I think they have some kind of history.
You think they're buddies?
No,
A bromance?
No,
What's a
no.
bromance?
I think there's a history between them, though, because he was a thief, he's a pirate.
Oh, so they kind of have that, like
Pirate's
a pirate code?
Yeah.
Pirate's Cove?
Right. So.
That's what, never mind.
I think I know what that is.
I think you do.
I don't think I do now.
So,
I'm just changing it.
So after he helps Rumple, Hook goes back to him and says, "Now give me my hand. Get this hand off me."
Right.
And Rumple removes the hand, but tells him his deal is incomplete, and Rumple blackmails him.
Right. He uses a little sleight of hand here.
Yeah. No pun intended. Oh, you did pun intended.
Yeah, totally intended.
Okay. So the hand wasn't.
You gotta hand it to me. That was a good one.
Yeah. The hand wasn't cursed. It gave him. Rumple says.
Okay, now wait. Do you believe that?
No! And Rumple says it gave you permission to be the dark person that's inside of you.
Right.
Bull!
Because he did things. It was
He's
the
been
hand.
kind this whole time.
Right. And then he punches somebody and he's like, ah. So I do not believe.
No, I think that was ridiculous.
Yeah, but now Hook's got it in his head.
Now he's
Oh, sure.
oh no, I'm evil.
Yes.
He's gonna try to be a good, and we're not gonna get
And we
that
saw
much good Hook action.
Well, we're going to get good Hook action, but he's going to be evil.
kind of like Rump
But
is
the
doing.
action will be good.
But it's
No,
kind of like
it
Rump.
won't be good.
Because Rump was going so good, but now,
Yeah.
because of this sorcerer's hat, he's like, I'm going to be bad Rump and good Rump.
Yes. I am going to.
I am two sides of a Rump.
I am going to skim
That sounds really bad.
the edge here so that Belle doesn't find out.
Right.
But that I can do all of these things
Right.
behind her back. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Hook and Rumple are kind of in a standoff.
Right.
I love how Belle wore the yellow dress.
Yes.
Yeah. She had the yellow
When she
on.
called Emma
Yep.
to come and get the Will Scarlet out of her library.
Yes. And she must be about 3 foot tall because those shoes, she had the giant shoes on again that make her like 5 inches taller. What is that?
She always
I would die if
I know, it's
put
so
those on.
funny.
She wore those to her wedding. She wears
Yeah,
those
she has to be
everywhere.
like 3 foot tall.
Maybe she only has one pair of shoes.
Oh.
One pair.
Yep.
And they happen to be 5 inches tall.
Yep.
So Rumple and Hook are going to keep working together, begrudgingly.
Yep.
No,
But it's going
what
to be
I-
interesting to watch that play out.
I have
think.
a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did Belle get close? Did Rumple give him to her? Because she was living in that asylum.
Oh, yeah, he got her
clothes.
clothes.
Oh, yeah, once they were married and everything.
Well, even before that, I think he bought
they
her
have
clothes.
they
and
have little shops there and things.
He
Where do you
also
think
might
Emma
have-
got her dress?
He also might have had her clothes from before. He might have still had them
Mm-hmm.
because
Why
his
would-
possessions came with him. Well, remember she lived with him at his castle?
Yeah, but why would she have normal clothes?
Well, he probably bought them for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So David and Elsa found out that Sarah Fisher, also known as the Snow Queen, I didn't know her full name.
Yeah.
Sarah
Me
Fisher
neither.
didn't come with the curse.
Mhm.
And so how the heck
I
did
loved
she
it.
get there? And what does she want with Emma?
I don't know, but you know what I loved? When she said, here is when Elsa's trying to find her sister,
Yeah.
she said, here is the record book of all the curses that have
Yeah,
happened."
right.
And she's like, here, and she's like, you have very efficient curses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and,
And
she
then-
goes,
and she-
that's only A through...
A through Z.
No, A through I, and then David came over and went, here are some more, and piled another
my
pile of
gosh.
books. But they were like, she said, well, you're very thorough. You know, these are very involved
Right.
cases. But yeah, she had.
I would
each
never have that. I would.
letter of the
haphazardly
alphabet
do
was
my
an entire
cursing.
book.
Yes.
But Henry, I loved the
But
end.
they were like Henry's size of books, where
Yes.
Right.
the the Once Upon a
big
Time
storybook.
book.
Yeah,
right.
the big storybook, right.
Yeah,
Storybook.
Storybook.
So I loved the end. What Henry is under. He wants to go undercover, working at Mr. Gold's shop for Operation Mongoose.
Yes.
And then Mr. Gold says, "That's fine. You can be my apprentice."
Yeah.
And he says, "What's an apprentice?" And Molly said, "I even know what an apprentice is. Henry's smarter than that."
I'm 7.
Yep.
And he's like 12.
Yep.
And you think he should have known what an apprentice
I'm
was.
sure he
Yeah.
knew what an apprentice was. That was lame. But did you notice he starts broom? Gives him the broom. So now he's Mickey.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
And the music played, and it was the broom dance or the broom march.
Do you think that Henry was asking that just to hear what Mr. Gold's
No, I think
definition of an apprentice was?
I think
Or
they had
did
him. I think they just gave him that line.
just to do it.
Yep, just to do it. I don't think there was anything behind
Okay.
that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So is that
They
it?
shouldn't
After I
have
tried to
given-
pull the plug 20 minutes ago, is this one it?
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't talk about the character from X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
Brad Dourif was in this
Yes,
one. He was only in it for
the
a minute.
dark one at the
Zozo,
beginning.
right? Is that his name?
Yes.
Who was the one? Isn't he the one that wasn't Zozo the one that Rump defeated?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, a little X-Files, a little Lost action. There's always the good shows in
Yes.
this.
Especially Batman.
There's no Batman in this, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Where's
Okay,
Batman?
what?
When Snow was climbing the thing and it looked like Batman, there's lots of Batman. Everything's Batman.
So you can find
Star
Yes,
Wars.
well, yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, I'm ending it. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been the Ever After podcast. You can find past episodes of this and all of our other podcasts, including we kind of have a sister podcast to this because a lot of people that listen to this also listen to our other show and tweet back and forth for our Doctor Who podcast, which is called
Next Stop Everywhere.
That's not our...
Or
That's our uncle podcast.
that's another Doctor Who podcast we have,
that
but
we're
the
not
one-
on.
The one that the three of us do is called
Cuckoo for Who.
Right. So please try Cuckoo for Who. If you like this
Cuckoo
show,
for
try that one. And you know what's funny? People have said, even if they don't watch Doctor Who, they enjoy that show because they're just having fun listening to this and the interaction and everything. So give it a try. You can find that. All of our social media links are on our newly redesigned website, including our new forum that's on there and, just all sorts of stuff. What's our website address, Molly?
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
Excellent. And,
Tweet with us.
yeah, tweet with
yeah.
us. We live tweet during the show, and we live tweet from Central during the Central Time showing. But we are also going to try to live tweet West Coast. So join in with us, live tweet. It's so much fun. We're having a blast with it. And you can live tweet with us at Ever After Pod, or Martha tweets from
At SMG Pods.
And I tweet from
Bed.
nothing.
You go to sleep. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.